Hi everyone and welcome in this tutorial, and we're going to draw the Northern Lights. And when you surf the internet, Google Images or something, you maybe find a million examples of this awesome effect. And in this tutorial I will be using the Faber Castell pastel pencils. And for the setup I'm using a little piece of bar. It's also Faber Castell, it's a pure white. And that's for the setup. And I found this, I think it's for kids. You can make your own calendar kind of hobby thing. And well, of course I'm not using it for it. I'm using the backs of those pages because it's a very nice dark black paper. It's very sturdy paper also. And here for the setup I simply start out with drawing in some kind of an horizon. And I'm using that little bar because in that way I will spare out my expensive white pastel pencils, which I do not know what I do with them, but I kind of eat them up or something, but they're always gone. So with the pastel bars you can set up an underground very quickly. You can use the bar also flat, so you can very quickly get in the first setup of, for here instance, the sea and the light that is hitting the sea. And well, you can do this in 10 minutes if you want. The mountains also, well, they are way in the back. And the nice thing about this special drawing is that you do not have to be an excellent artist at all, because well, you can stir around with the pastel as much as you want, and well, it's just easy to do. Now there's a difference between the light and the sea below. For the light I'm using upwards strokes, while as in the sea I was using my pastel bar horizontal. And here I'm demonstrating this. I'm using upwards strokes for the light beams of the northern light themselves. So move your bar upwards. And I'm choosing like 3 main glares of light that are strolling around the sky. And it's a night sky, so that's why I picked a black paper, of course. Well, this is about my setup. Here I'm putting in some extra whites. And the whole setup will be worked in with the colors. Now maybe you have a box of pastel pencils and you wasn't quite sure what to do with them, or you want to get acquainted with them. Then this is your drawing. This is an excellent way to try out your pastels and get that amazing effect. Now here I've put a light blue over my surface of the sea, and I've changed to a light green, and I simply put it over the white and the blue that I've put in. And already at this stage you can see how beautiful the pigments of the pastels blend together. Here I've picked up a little bit darker blue, and I just go over it and I keep blending in. That same dark blue I will be now applying into the sky. And it's the part of the sky that is way in the back that you can also use horizontal lines over the vertical lines that you've put in for the upward going light. But be sure that you will keep using vertical lines for the northern light themselves. Now, to temper your colors a little bit, because now and then you get the feel for it's getting too much colory. I want to temper it down a little bit. Then you simply take a gray, and with the gray you can always ease the colors down. And here for the mountains, I'm simply using a dark blue. So I put that over and in the white a little bit, and then you get that nice feel of a sloping mountain that's way in the back. And I also do that here on the left side. Now those mountains give a reflection into the water. So I also use that dark blue for the coloring in of the reflection of the mountains in the water. Also here on the right side and way in front where the water is deepest and nearest to us. And also way up in the sky. Here the light is scarce, it's far away, it's high up, so I simply put in the dark blue to get that feel of whiteness. Okay, time for the first colors in our northern light. I start out with a green, and of course you can pick any color you want. It doesn't make any sense what those colors are doing. It's kind of I don't know. They look like flames, but then with all those nice prisma colors, rainbow-y colors maybe. So choose whatever you want. Here I've changed to a pink, and maybe you've noticed, but for those northern lights I keep rendering and I keep my strokes going upwards, so vertical. And that's very important, because then you get the big difference between the light itself and everything around it. Here I've taken another green and I go over the white. Not every white, some I leave out, some I blend together. I just do that at feel, and I have 4 examples laying around me. So I just make a compilation of them, and I'm just doing something. Here I've picked up a red, and I simply see what it's doing. I have no idea. Just put that in and just watch what's happening, and if I'm not happy I can always go over it with another color if I want. A little bit of green. Just pick any color. Look into your box, maybe close your eyes and pick something up. As long as it's bright, it's okay. Okay, the sky itself that is in the far distance, I blend in with my finger. And I also do this on the right side, blending it really in so the pigment really thrives into the paper. But for the northern light itself, I use also the vertical strokes. So I blend in vertically. And here I am deciding the reflection of the northern light itself in water. So I place it here, I think. And now again, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm putting in a little bit of pink on the blue water. Let's see, let's do a little bit of white in there. I just want some reflection, maybe a little bit yellow. So again, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just doing something. If I'm not happy with it, I simply go over it again with another color. Okay, what's also, I think, awesome is what you can see in the pictures is like the land is on fire. It's reflection of light, and I just want to draw that in because I think it's so neat. And I really one day would love to go to Finland or Iceland or whatever land, and I would love to see this in live, in real time, and then actually start drawing, bringing my pastel pencils with me. But that's just a dream. And here I'm using my black pastel pencil. I was totally forgetting I was drawing. And when you want the sky to just peep through your beams of light, simply apply a little bit of black. It's kind of like you are getting back your black paper, and you can just see through the light and see the dark sky that is behind it. I also apply it here a little bit to make that high up sky that is coldest and not in the lights, and make some flares of darkness maybe. Again, I'm just doing something, and when it looks okay, I think, okay, I will leave it there. If it's not okay, I simply go over it with the pastel again. Okay, I'm blurring this out too a little bit with my finger. And here I'm easing down the color of the sea a little bit. I think it's too blue. I do not want it to be kitsch. I want it to be kinda realistic. And here I'm placing in the reflection a little bit harder with the dark blue and a little bit of dark gray, which is also awesome. So temper it down a little bit. And then, of course, it's time for stars. Put in little dots, thicker dots. Also, I put in some highlights on the water here. Well, yeah, that's working. Okay. And a few star reflections into the sea. And I'm quitting. I could go on for hours with this. I hope you enjoyed this. Please give it a big like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you again in one of my other tutorials. Thanks for watching.